My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Godzilla Minus One, and I'm not familiar with this franchise. I've only seen 5 Godzilla movies. The 1998 one, directed by Roland Emmerich, and I didn't really like it. The Gareth Edwards one, which is fine. Godzilla King of the Monsters, which I did not like at all, but my one brother loves it and he's convinced me to give it another try, so maybe I'll like it more, but as of now, I hate it. Shin Godzilla, which is perfectly fine, and then Godzilla versus King Kong, which I didn't like at all. So, when I say this is the best Godzilla movie, it doesn't have much weight behind it, but still, this is a very solid monster movie. Let's begin talking about the performances, and I thought our lead actor, Ryunosuke Kamiki, did a really great job. He can overdo it every now and again, but for the most part, he really brings this character to life so incredibly well, and he really brings some depth to him. Then you've got Minami Hamabi, who I thought gave a really good performance as well. And then you've got Saki Naragami, who plays the kid in this movie, and I thought she was good as well, and the rest of the performances were really good. So, the acting is definitely a strength here, but I think this movie's biggest positive is the fact that the movie puts the characters first, and I was actually invested. I was surprised at how well written this movie was. Some people might just try to discount it as melodramatic or sentimental, and maybe so, but it all completely worked for me. There were a few times where I admit I got a tad bit emotional. They got me to truly care for these characters. And I thought it was very thematically rich. It explores survivor guilt and finding meaning. But it's also about universal truth of life and death. And I thought the way that was explored was really well done. Like, the main character's arc just nailed it. I thought it was absolutely wonderful. Now, I will admit that there's an element of the ending which I hated at first, but after sitting on it, I'm like, you know what? It actually kind of works for me now. I don't want to give anything away, but I'm sure you can figure it out if you've seen it. So, yeah, I think the movie's got a pretty good script, and it's well directed by Takashi Yamazaki. This movie is made for $15 million, which is insane, because this looks better than most big budget Hollywood blockbusters. Like, between this movie and The Creator, they can be great looking movies made for a lesser budget. And it just has me more convinced that lots of Hollywood is some sort of money laundering scheme. Like, it's just insane. 15 million! Like, that's a lot to me, but for a movie, that's not really much at all. So, yes. Well crafted in that regard. I do like the look of Godzilla, how he has the look of the older Godzilla, but he can still be a frightening presence. There is some really strong disaster action here, but the best thing about the Godzilla monster design is his heat ray. The way that is brought to life here is perfection. It is just so marvelous. Like, I loved it. It kind of reminded me of a toy in the best possible way. So I do really like this movie, but I do have a couple issues. My first one is that it's a bit too long. I definitely felt it in the last act, and I feel like you could have tightened this movie up by 20 minutes. And then my second thing is, okay, so my favorite monster movie is Cloverfield, and one thing I love about that movie is how it's tense and thrilling throughout. You just feel hopeless and you're on the edge of your seat that entire movie, and I wish some of that was here. Like, this movie does have some tense moments, but I always felt like it could have done a bit more. So everything it does, very good job, but definitely wanted a little bit more. But look, this is still a good movie. I do think some of the love for it is getting a little over the top, but you should still definitely see this. This is a very well written movie. It's very well directed. It's got some emotion, some strong character work, and it's definitely an entertaining time. It's not going to change your life. It's not a top 10 movie of the year, but it's a damn good one. So I'll give Godzilla Minus One a 7 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Godzilla Minus One? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.